What is going on, Future Focus team? Back at it. My name is George. That's my brother Jonathan, and we talk about finance and investing in this channel. Before we even get into it, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope that this new year brings everybody massive gains and that you see nothing but green in your portfolios throughout the rest of the year. In the comments below, go ahead and write down what your goals are for 2021. You should have some financial goals, and go ahead, share those in the comments below. Let us know what some of your goals are. When you put them down, it's easier to get them into action. All right, so go ahead and share those with us. So what we're going to talk about today is what to expect for this next week, the first week of 2021, which is very important. The Santa Claus rally, which is the rally that usually happens at the end of the year. It starts around December 24th and ends around the 31st of January. That's over. So now when we come back, the market was closed Friday, closed Saturday, Sunday. When we come back on Monday, the market's going to be really anticipating some of the stuff that happened throughout the weekend, as well as some of the stuff that's going on in the economy. So we're going to talk about some of those things. One of the main things that we got to look forward to this weekend, going into the next week, is the news on the Georgia Senate runoff. All right, so the Georgia Senate runoff is important because it's going to dictate which party has control of the Senate, which can be huge. Since we have a Democratic president now, if we get a Democratic Senate, you can expect a sell-off because it's going to be easier for Joe Biden to put in place the things that he's been talking about, such as increasing taxes for corporations, increasing capital gains tax, which is the tax that you get when you cash out of your positions in the stock market, when you sell real estate. That money that you made extra is called capital gains, and the amount that we're going to pay is going to go up due to what Joe Biden has said he's going to do as part of his fiscal policy. If the Republicans end up winning the Georgia Senate runoff and they take over the Senate, you could expect a relief rally, which means that people are going to be relieved that it's not what they call a blue wave, where the Democrats control everything. So it's easier for Biden to get through whatever. What happens when you have a blue president and a red Senate, or vice versa, is it's harder for that president to get through the policies and laws or anything that he's trying to get through, or it's very difficult for them to make that happen. So it's going to be a big relief when the market as a whole sees that Joe Biden is not going to be able to get the things that he wants as easy as he wants. So Monday, let me rewind. When I invest, I like looking at macro data, macroeconomics, because what happens in one sector can affect something else, and that's where I look for opportunities. The first example I'm going to give you is Monday. Monday, the first thing we're looking at is construction spending. So construction spending, once you get those numbers, if the numbers are good, you're going to see increases in things such as lumber, which is a commodity that is traded. You're going to see increases in home builders, which is stocks. Like there's a stock called Toll Brothers that you can invest in, and you'll see that stock rise if the construction numbers are positive. If the construction numbers are negative, you could see those decrease, which is there's opportunity there as well if you sell puts against those positions. So if you buy puts against those positions. Another thing we're looking forward to on Monday is the Chicago Fed President Charles Evans is going to be talking. And anytime the Fed talks, whether it be Jerome Powell, which is the overall, federal, or when you hear just state presidents talk, it could move the market up and down. If they are talking in a way that seems positive, the market's going to react positively. If they talk negatively, the market's going to react negatively. One of the things we want to listen to is the interest rates. Whenever they mention interest rates, back in 2018, the market was doing great. It was on a bull run, like it was going up and up and up. And then the Fed announced that they were going to increase the rate 0.25%. That's all, 0.25, not even a whole percentage. They were going to increase it 1/4 of a percentage, When that news came out, the market fell hard. There was a massive correction. So now imagine if we're going from zero rates, which we historically we've never been at, and now we're going to go into, let's say, 0.50, or they're going to raise it to 1%. You could expect that to be a massive catalyst for a sell-off. So just keep that in mind. The Fed, when they talk, they can move the market. Tuesday, we have vehicle sales. And again, how does this affect you as an investor? So vehicle sales is when you're going to see those companies. If you've been investing in Ford, in Tesla, in Toyota, if you have been investing in these companies or plan to, these sales numbers are going to increase or decrease those stock prices based on the positivity or negativity. Tuesday, we also have the New York Fed, John Williams, the president. He's going to be talking. So again, things that he says can move markets up and down. Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the Fed minutes, which is just a release of the conversations that the Fed had within themselves. So whatever they talked amongst themselves, those minutes from those meetings are going to be reported and they're going to be visible. Wednesday, we have the payroll data, which is going to show kind of like what America's been making as a general consensus. Thursday, we have the initial job claims. And on last week, Thursday, the numbers seemed pretty bad. We also have the unemployment numbers. Both those numbers came out very, very negatively. There was more unemployment claims than expected, which is always a bad thing. Luckily, the market didn't react too negatively. However, since March, the market hasn't really reacted that negatively to unemployment numbers. It hasn't really affected the sentiment of the market. International trade, those numbers are going to come up, and that can affect any stocks you have that have international exposure. Maybe if you're investing in things such as coffee, investing in precious metals, investing in things such as like pigs, or any sort of livestock, those prices can fluctuate up or down. Some people sell or buy futures on these. They create futures contracts on these commodities. And they could win or lose money if you're betting on things like that. So those numbers will be out. Friday, we have the consumer credit report, which is very important because it shows how much of America has credit, like how much of America has a credit balance. Last time we had a round of stimulus, which was the $1,200 payment. America as a whole, not everybody obviously, but as a whole, the credit of Americans went down massively. So it seemed like a lot of people took that money that they made and they actually put it towards the debt that they had, which is always a positive thing. So this number, whenever you see the credit number go up, it means that we're not getting paid as much. So we have to buy more things on credit. So be careful with that. The reason this one is so important is that it's the first one after the new year, which is going to show you all the people that went out and bought things, Thanksgiving dinner, the money they spent on that, when they went and bought presents for Halloween, for Christmas, when they bought Christmas presents, things like that are going to reflect on this credit report. So just keep that in mind. So that will affect things such as precious metals. We got the stimulus check, so that's a positive for the market. However, it's also, you could see gold go up. You could see something like cryptocurrency go up because, again, the more money that's printed, the value of the dollar decreases, which means the value of precious metals and things such as cryptocurrency increase because you're comparing something finite with something that's obviously not finite if they could keep printing and printing and printing. Another thing to look at is virus data. So how many more hospitalizations there's been. And vaccines. I just saw a report a little while ago. Somebody, pharmacist, Jonathan, I don't know if you heard about this. A pharmacist, they just got arrested because they purposely destroyed 500 doses of the vaccine. So that's 500 less doses, which doesn't sound like much, but being that we already got less doses than we thought we were going to get, that reduction in 500 is huge. So one more thing to look at in the cryptocurrency space is XRP. They're a coin that was designed by a company named Ripple. They're under investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And, they're claiming that since 2013, this company has been skimming money off the top off of people that are buying. So they've been, the founder and the current CEO both made around $600 million off of other people by selling this commodity. So we're going to see if, it's a commodity because that's the word that's being thrown around. As of right now, they don't know if it's a commodity. They don't know if it's a security. So that's the way the SEC is pursuing it at the moment. But this can have either a negative or positive effect on other cryptocurrencies as people sell off their XRP and they move into other cryptocurrencies, or maybe they lose confidence in cryptocurrency as a whole and they just move their money out of that space all to begin with, because XRP went from about 60 cents and it's currently trading about 23 cents as we speak today. So with that said, that's all the news that I have for right now. Jonathan, what questions you got?
What would you recommend somebody should invest in the first week of the new year?
Personally, I would hold off. I wouldn't invest in anything so far. I would see what the sentiment is in whatever market you're looking at investing. So if you're looking at investing in something such as livestock or coffee or something like that, wait till these numbers come out and see where the sentiment is at. Don't do anything rash yet, because people are expecting a massive sell-off, but they've also were expecting that in November when the elections were happening, and it never happened. So you don't want to sell out of your positions too quickly, and then you miss up on some longer runs. However, take some profit. This is the one thing I do recommend. Don't be afraid to take some profit, because that green that you see inside of your brokerage account is not a gain until you sell it and that money's back into your account. So if you've made some great gains, take some money off the table, because you can always buy back into that same thing that you're investing in whenever the prices go down. And if you haven't, this is the second piece of the advice. If you haven't, make a financial goal. Once you make that goal, you write it down, you need to put it into action. All right. You should have a financial goal. You should have a fitness goal. You should have a financial goal. So those are the two pieces of advice I would give investors. Thank you for your question. Anything else?
So do you know the inauguration happens in January? We are in January. So when that happens, will that affect, and how will it affect, if it does in any way, how will it affect the stock market?
So the stock market acts as a forward-looking entity. So basically the stock market, everybody wants to be ahead, right? They always want to be first. So whenever the elections happened, obviously you already know who's going to go into the office. So it's called pricing in, that you price in the election. So the price of the stock market right now is already reflecting that it's already been taken into account before it ever happened. Does that make sense? So yeah. Whenever that happens, we already know who the president was going to be. So there's no, like, the inauguration doesn't really play that big of an effect because there's no surprise. The market hates being surprised. That's what really affects the market. So as far as the inauguration, it's not going to affect the market.
Okay.
Yeah. What else?
That would be only questions I have at the moment in regards to this conversation.
Great, man. One of my goals for one of my goals for 2021 is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, help out the channel, help out with that, share with your friends. This information is all important. Go in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Let us know some things we could work on, some things you want to see, and make that happen. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.